around the people like, yo, what the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Yeah,
You
but
messing
at the
up my
same
bread, bro.
time, but
Or
at the
whatever the case,
same
you messing up
time,
my.
though,
I ain't rock
his
with it.
bread is already messed up. So it's like,
I ain't
one,
rock with it,
if
bro.
he's the man on that team, he already bears the responsibility of, yo, you should at least be sending a text to CJ McCollum. Like,
Bro,
you should
bro, I
you
get
shouldn't
that,
have to
but
be told.
y'all are acting like this nigga's supposed to be like a fucking LeBron. This nigga is a kid, and we're talking about
Don't matter.
he's played like 60 games.
It don't
No, I don't even know.
matter.
I don't even know how much it does, bro. Because at the
Don't
end of the day,
matter.
we hold these little kids to high standards,
That's
but
sport.
they are
That is literally
kids.
our sports. That is literally our sports experience.
But at the end of I don't blame Zion for not reaching out, but like, bro, the heat that he's taking is just like,
I
all
don't
right,
blame
man,
him,
like,
but he's got to. But so to me, I'm like in the middle. Not like I understand both sides. I understand why Zion Williamson, who is still the face of the Pelicans, as the face of the team, you got to take that heat. You got to take that. In the same way we talk about Kawhi, the same way we talk about
oh
PG. Or, I'm sorry, not Kawhi. When we talk about
no.
PG specifically, when we talk about PG specifically. Just think about it for a second. Bear with me. When you think about the heat that PG takes when it comes to the Clippers in general, take whatever headline you want, but whenever something goes wrong with the Clippers, who's the first person that they quote unquote blame? PG.
Bro,
If anything goes wrong with the Knicks,
he doesn't play.
No, it doesn't matter. When you're the face of the organization, at least particularly when we're talking about this, it's not like, the Pelicans are losing and they're still saying, well, it's Zion's fault. That's a whole different thing. But when there's a big trade that your team makes and it has something to do with bringing in CJ McCollum, right? You as the face of the team
Bro,
should
I
know.
completely understand. He's wrong for that, but
Right.
the message.
But I feel like that's all JJ Reddick said.
across.
That's all JJ Reddick spoke to, because JJ Reddick has proven himself to be listen. I withhold the integrity.
That's not all he said.
What else did he say then? Did I miss it?
He didn't say, oh yeah, Zion should have reached out. He basically said, yeah, the nigga Zion, horrible teammate. He's disconnected. Horrible teammate. He doesn't know. Like, he basically shitted on him. Am I not right?
Okay.
He said he's disconnected from the team. He's not involved with the team. He's a horrible teammate. He doesn't talk to his teammate. He's in his own world. He shitted on him, bro.
But is that
from that?
Okay? But why is that
other
bad?
Organizations?
Why is that bad? Is it just so you're saying it's bad? Are you saying it's bad just because they were teammates?
I'm saying yes. I'm saying it's bad because they were teammates and the connection of we have the same management team. That's where it's really threw me off. That's like having Clutch Sports agents, someone shitting on LeBron, and it's John Wall or I don't know who else is Clutch, like a Ben Simmons. Like those guys are brother. Dude, that would never happen. You would never, even if in their downest moments. I ain't about to talk shit about you or whatever the case may be. That's where it was like, okay. Like, we're on the same team here, nigga. Like, we have the same manager, the same.
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right, look,
it's confusing.
It is confusing. So look, let me intro this doggone pod. We're gonna keep all that. Welcome to another episode. We starting off hot. Listen, I will say one thing. This podcast episode is gonna be filled with hot takes. I'm gonna repeat. This episode is filled with a bunch of hot takes. So welcome to another episode of the 2 for 1 podcast. I am one of the two, Trevon Gross Jr., Jersey's finest. I'm joined by my man, the Canadian brethren from the Brizzy. Denzel Taylor is here. Denzel, update the people. We were talking about JJ Reddick's comments towards Zion Williamson.
Yeah, man.
So update. Say your stance so people really understand where we're starting.
My stance. I ain't really rock with it at all because I don't know. I feel like JJ Reddick, a person of his stature, like you saying those comments, especially when like people have already painted this people have been painting this image about Zion, how he's disconnected, he does not really worry about the team, doesn't really care about basketball, whatever the case may be. He's hurt, he's not taking it serious, cool. But then it's like, okay, if I'm Zion, to have my former teammate of 2 years, the same person who's on the same management as me, go on national television and basically tell the whole world how, oh yeah, I'm a bad teammate, I'm disconnected, this, that, and the third. I feel like there's a certain brotherhood or respect that wouldn't allow you to say such things. Granted, I mean, Zion's wrong for the whole situation as far as not reaching out and stuff, but like you could say that message in a different way and the fact that it sort of came from someone, okay, we were teammates. That alone is a sort of respect. I don't care if I had never talked to you or we really weren't that close, cool. But
Mhm.
then we have the same like management team. So it's like, bro, I'm calling on my people like, why is he's adding fuel to the fire? And that's JJ Reddick, credible source. Everyone's taking his word and basically running with it. So I
Uh-huh.
don't like how it's like, bro, first of all, this timing is horrible. Second of all, we're on the same team, basically, figuratively speaking. Come on, like I don't care if I known you. And second of all, third of all, it's like, bro, there's a certain type of brotherhood. I think that NBA, NCAA, just players in general that we sort of
Yeah.
keep. Like, I get it, you're a commentator, you're doing your job, but like, bro, this is not the best time place for you to be saying any of this. It's sort of like y'all are just kicking me while I'm down at this point.
But
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
but wait, but let me push back on you just a little bit because I don't think there's anything wrong with it. In the sense that because of one, who it's coming from. We're talking about JJ Reddick here, who
Bro,
if any hold on, any hoop head knows JJ Reddick's name holds weight. So in the same way that when Shaq, Charles, all of them, JJ Reddick, I'm not saying he's like on that level, but in terms of that level of respect, he gets that level of respect. So, and when you look at when Shaq talks about Ben Simmons, right? When Shaq talks about and when he was talking about Dwight Howard at one point, when Shaq talked about Joel Embiid, he talked about all the bigs in the NBA. You're right. Shaq could have hit him up personally. Hey, big fella, you need to do this. No, he said on his public platform, "Yo, you playing soft, get it together." Right? Paraphrasing.
bro,
But wait,
yeah,
wait, wait. So even in the brotherhood of the NBA, he used the platform to say his piece. So I
cool.
agree with you. Could have said it differently. Could have. But I view it more as elder statesman giving game because at the end of the day, Zion was wrong. And on top of that, and this is the point I was making before, Zion Williamson, regardless if you are playing or not, you are the face of the Pelicans. So anything that has to do with the Pelicans, obviously you're out. So not when it comes to basketball playing news, you're not going to be blamed. But when it comes to these types of things where you get a big trade and whatever, you're going to be held accountable to it. That's just what it is. That is the NBA. So I don't subscribe to, oh, because he's young, he shouldn't be kicked when he's down, everything like that. Because we just saw Ben Simmons go through it. We just saw who was it? We just saw James Harden. Like we see all these scenarios of these players where you get kicked when you're down. That's just the nature of the game. What the heck happened to your phone?
Just keep going, bro. Someone's calling me. Someone's
Oh,
calling
so
me.
my fault. My man's phone was ringing. I'm like sitting here like explaining my point, not sure what.
Nah,
But but does that make sense?
right.
So it's like so to me, it's like at the end of the day, we talk all the time about how the NBA is a young man's league, right?
Mhm.
And so with all of our lives as AAU players, high school elite players, college players, whatever, we've always been younger, put in a higher position of responsibility. So when you are the face of an NBA team, you gotta wear what comes with that, right? In the same way when when John Morant got hurt, right? When John Morant got hurt and he hurt his ankle, he was out for I want to say maybe a week. And I think they won or they lost or something like that. He had to wear that, and they got on him. And he went on Twitter and was like, "Dag, the fans really get on me." Like, boo, boo, boo. And you saw what happened from there. But he understood the Grizzlies go is his responsibility. So all I'm saying is when these types of things happen, one, if you're Zion Williamson, with all the hype that you came into this league with, you can't make that mistake. There are just certain mistakes you cannot make when you're in certain positions. So in my mind, JJ Reddick going on there and saying, yo, he's a bad teammate. I don't see that, especially because it's coming from JJ Reddick. I don't see that as, oh, he's kicking him when he's down and all that. Because it's no, we're not even talking about basketball. We just talking about being a teammate. Because you can't, because once again, you're Zion, you can't make that type of mistake. So in my mind, I liken it to the same way Shaq talked about Ben Simmons being soft. Same thing. Just you're a bad teammate. Fix it. Simple. Like it's that simple to me. But I'm not getting him out of it because no Zion. Work on your weight, Zion. You should be back on the
I
court.
I personally think like those situations are two different scenarios. When you talk
How so?
about
How so?
Shaq getting on a Ben Simmons or Shaq getting on a Dwight Howard or who else has he got on in the past? Whoever.
Joel Embiid, he's gotten
Yeah,
on.
Joel Embiid. Those are people who have been established in the years for in the league for like 2, 3 years, 4 years before Shaq would
Right,
even make these comments. Granted, Zion Williamson hasn't played a full regular season ever. Probably, I don't know. He's
right.
played not even a full season in his 2, 3 years of being in the league. Probably 60 games. This dude's fighting injuries, trying to get his feet wet,
He ain't fighting no
struggling with all
injuries.
that. Dude, he's injured. He's not playing, so he's injured.
Right, right,
Right? He's not
right.
playing. He's
You're right.
injured. He's
You're right.
getting back. There's some compilations with that whole thing. Whatever. I don't know which media outlet first turned this in the past month, where it's sort of like, okay, Zion this, Zion that.
Right,
And it's
right,
like,
right.
okay, cool. Like, granted, he's not with the team. He's working out, rehabbing. I'm just saying, like, I'm not mad at the critique. I'm
Mm,
mad at the timing and sort of who it's coming from. Me, it's just like, okay, the timing is horrible. Obviously, when I'm a hot commodity, people are gonna talk. But it's like,
right.
okay, fam, now you're coming in. You're supposed to be a teammate. You're supposed to be a you're on my team. You're on. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
You're
mhm.
that, and
That
it's
makes
sort of
sense.
just like you're making matters worse in the limelight. That's all. And I
Okay,
feel like
so let me ask you this,
not even
because
maybe it could have been a conversation or
mhm,
I don't know what, but it's just like, bro, me personally, I thought it was whack. I
yeah.
don't know.
No,
This
look,
is my thought.
so let me
Yeah.
ask you this, right? To your point about because they're on the same management, does any of that change because JJ Reddick isn't a player anymore? Like obviously, like he's cut from the NBA cloth, right? Respectfully. But because he's now in a role of NBA analyst, does that change how he should interact? Like,
Um,
does he like is the quote unquote code of honor of the NBA now somewhat alter with him? Because JJ Reddick has honestly, since he's been on TV, has I would say established himself as the I'm gonna
keeping
call
it real.
a spade
Mhm.
analyst.
Yes.
So to me, once again, like I agree with you. So I don't want to say you're wrong because I like
Yeah.
depending on whatever lens you look at it. Yeah, definitely could have been handled differently, whatever. But I'm just saying, like when I look at Zion Williamson's role in the situation, when I look at JJ's responsibility as an NBA analyst, at the end of the day, you got to go up there and say something, right? You can't just go up there and just agree with everything. You have to say something.
Mhm.
It makes sense to me for him to go up there and basically use his platform to hold Zion Williamson accountable. So that to me, because at that point you don't have he shouldn't have to follow those codes of conduct in the same way as if he was still a player.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like this goes different if this was a post game interview and
Or
JJ
something
still
like that.
playing.
Okay.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel you.
Because I
Mhm.
feel like for him it's like, well, I'm controlling the narrative by calling a spade a spade. So now when you do fix it in the same way that I'll critique you, I'm gonna come back and say, you know how they do. I challenged
Yeah.
so and so to do this,
This,
and
that,
he
and the
came back
third.
and
Yeah.
did that. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, particularly, to the point you made with Joel Embiid, Dwight Howard, all those, they were like more established, more years in the NBA and everything like that, until Shaq actually critiqued them. Because JJ Redick isn't necessarily on Shaq level, right? Still respected, but he's not Shaq, he's not Chuck or anybody like that. And they were just teammates. I feel like JJ Redick's almost, I might argue, the perfect person to say something.
Yeah, also I feel like it's two different dynamics. Like Shaq, I'm critiquing your game. I want you to be
Right.
better. This, like, you're literally just coming at my character, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. I've heard a lot of stories about different NBA players as far as their
Hmm.
characters and disconnecting, whatever the case may
Absolutely.
be. But they get away with it. They're superstars. Obviously,
Right.
Zion's not on that level. Yeah, he's not really established, but in the eye of the beholder, he
Hmm.
is supposed to be one of those guys. So I understand,
Yeah.
but it's sort of like it's really not a basketball trait. You're just coming for my character when my
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
character or whatever the case has been
I agree
in
with
the
that.
news for the past 2 weeks. So it's just timing and how it's come across and just who it was for me at that moment where I just thought it was but I definitely agree with your point as well.
Yeah.
So
No, no, I think,
levels.
yeah, no, you definitely make a good point though, in the sense that, the timing of it does suck. Like for if you're Zion Williamson,
Yeah, for
timing of it
sure.
absolutely sucks. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you in the sense that it definitely is not a basketball critique. It's not, it speaks more to character more than it does basketball skill. So that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like no one's necessarily like I guess we can say this and we can move on to another topic. At the end of the day, it wasn't like something egregiously wrong was done. It's more so, like you said, eye of the beholder perspective, how you want to look at the situation.
Yeah,
So I think, but I think it is a good conversation because I think even that dynamic when retired players do, end up going into TV, that does change how they have to talk about it. Like if anything,
it
if
does.
because at the end of the day, the analysts are going to critique something. So if someone's going to
Yo,
critique it, I
yeah.
might as well be critiqued by, someone I used to play with or against or whatever, because at least they'll say it in a way that's at least more accurate to what it is.
No, dog. My favorite dynamic with the whole analyst and stuff is Draymond Green, bro. Cause he
Oh
be
yeah,
analyzing and he still plays, bro. The way he be getting
yeah,
on the whole Rudy Gobert, don't mention me in front of the name. And All-Star Weekend was hilarious when he went up to Devin Booker, was like, "Yeah, so Phoenix Suns, do you think you're gonna win a championship?"
that joint was
and
funny.
and then
That
Devin Booker was
joint
literally like,
was
"Bro,
hilarious.
you trying to get motivation?" Like Devin Booker played it cool. I'm just trying to win one game at a time,
Right,
round
one
by
game at a
round.
time.
But
He answered it perfectly. You
you
knew what
already know
time it
what Draymond
was. He was. He listen. He
Draymond is a friggin' like prick, bro. The
yeah.
prickiest
Od.
of pricks, bro. He
Od.
is hilarious. Oh my god.
Od. Od. Childish for that. He came when I saw that
God,
clip. I was like, oh man. Devin
he
Booker handled
tried
that
to hit.
perfectly though. Like he
Yeah,
answered it perfect. I'm just gonna focus one game at a time. Like
yeah.
literally, you almost could hear what he was really saying
We're
through it. He
saying
was
like,
just like,
man, nigga, get out of
man,
my face.
get
We gonna
out
talk
my
back in the
face.
locker room.
You
Man.
think you about to get me with this question? Like,
You
I ain't
think I'm gonna have Steph Curry fueled up on
right.
your whole team? Yeah, all right. Bro,
We're
Draymond's about to be one of the best after he retires. I'm telling you that.
oh
As far
yeah,
as analysts,
oh
oh
yeah.
my god.
But I think that's like I feel like that's what NBA analysts should be. Like, call a spade. Even if these dudes
Mhm.
are wrong, call them out on it. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we are in a business where you get praised at the highest of highs and you get kicked in the back in your lowest of lows. So, because that fact exists, might as well do it by some people that are at least going to tell it right.
Tell it how it is.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to letting the Stephen A. Smiths and the Max Kellermans of the world just spin it however they want to spin it.
For real.
Like, you know what
My
I'm
man
saying?
Skip,
Yeah.
that's my
Skip,
favorite.
oh my
He's a
God, Skip is a
consistent. He's so
hater. He
consistent.
is a
Like
hater. No, listen,
I love it. I
he's
can't be
such a
mad.
hater. He's such a consistent hater. You almost have to respect it. Like,
No, mad respect.
like honestly, you have to respect it because it's almost like creative the way he hates. Like his
Bro,
hate is creative.
it's hilarious and creative. And it's just like
Yeah.
we know this is your tactic, but it's just like, bro, get your bread, bro. It's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, like that's
Like
and
that.
that right there, he gets paid to do it. So it's like
It's an
you
entertainment
can't
aspect.
stop.
We love it.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Now, speaking of Skip, obviously Skip, you knew Skip was gonna come with some hate for Braun, even though Braun hit that very tough game winner for the All-Star game. You had a hot take on Braun finishing his career with Bronny. You
Oh,
haven't even
Ron
told me
finishing
this, so
career,
I'm
Bronny.
interested to hear this because
Nah, I basically like I love Bron, but I hate when he does this, the cheeky stuff, the comments. Yeah, I wanna play with Bronny at the end, Sam Presti, all these people, they're great, great. It's just like, bro, we know the Lakers aren't doing great this season, but it's just the way he pivots and the way he does it. It's just like, bro, I love you and I hate you at the same time because you're whack. You're so whack,
yeah,
but
it's
you're so
corny.
smart at the same. It's so corny
Yes,
and whack,
it's
but it's just like
genius.
at
Yeah,
the same time, I respect it. But
right.
my whole thing is like, he's talking about, oh yeah, whoever drafts Bronny, I'm there, this time, the third. Like, fam, who said Bronny wanted to play with you his first year?
It don't
Who said
matter.
he wanted to? Who
It
said he
don't
wanted to play with you
matter.
at all?
Listen,
You're
listen.
making that for it, bro. You're just my thing is like he's already named after you. It's just like, okay, okay, fam, we get it. You want to play with your son, but like, nigga, did you ever consult him? Who said he wanted to play with you on your farewell tour or whatever the case
Listen,
may
bro.
be, fam? It's just like, bro, relax. Like I know you're setting him up. He's probably going to get a higher pick. All granted, you're still at the
Oh,
top of your game.
bro,
You're still healthy, whatever, this, down the third. But it's like,
listen,
fam,
we've
fam.
seen, we saw this kind of floating on Twitter after Braun said what he said. Fam, this is one of the most gangster stick ups in NBA history.
Bro, it's the most stick up in NBA
Like,
history. And then it's just like, bro, when he said that, like, what are you thinking about as a GM? This is another one of my
fam,
takes. Like, especially as a Laker, like Rob Pelinka. If I'm him, like after this year, we're going nowhere fast. Probably playing out whatever it is down the third. This is my one of my hot takes. I'm highly considering shipping LeBron somewhere and getting everything I can for LeBron James. Me personally, if I am
trading him?
bro, if I'm the manager, if
Ooh.
I'm the head guy at the Lakers, think about it. You
Mhm,
just
mhm.
told me, you just told the whole world, basically, you're bigging up every GM in the friggin' all
Absolutely.
30 teams, bigging up
Yep,
every player who you could
yep.
think of.
It's a stick up. Get down
Got your
and
son
lay
a
down.
job.
Facts.
Whoever your son goes to is basically going to get the best farewell tour of you. And after that, your son is still playing for that team, so you're probably going to contribute to that organization.
Mhm.
I'm over here. We're supposed to be winning championship. Granted, you won me 2 years ago, but this year we're going nowhere fast. I still
Right,
got one of the best top 10 players in the league whenever he feels like playing with AD.
right, right.
Um, and you're playing at the best you've ever played ever. You're still top 2, top 3 in the league. I'm heavily considering, okay, LeBron James, how much can I get for LeBron James right now? I could probably get a bag amount for LeBron James, especially with AD, and I get rid of Westbrook for some players. Like, I'm thinking about the future Lakers. If you think about it, for the next 2, 3 years, when everything settles and the dust
Mhm.
settles, the Lakers are going to be nothing. Like, there's going to be at the bottom of the bottom, and they're going to have to build that culture back again. So if I'm Rob
But
Pelinka, I'm highly considering about this offseason pulling the trigger now and just be like, bro,
but see,
screw it.
for one, I th does it
I
make
don't
more
owe you
sense for
nothing.
him, does it make more sense for Rob Pelinka to just try to get Bronny and keep Braun
No,
there?
no, no,
Really?
not at all. Because the Lakers won't be in a position to get Bronny realistically, and yeah, the Lakers won't be in a position to get Bronny, and it's sort of like if the Lakers want to be any type of good in the next 6 to 7 to 8 years, is what I'm
Mhm,
thinking.
mhm.
Their basis starts now, and I don't think they want to rebuild, especially when LeBron leaves teams, he leaves teams in the dust. Like Cleveland is now just
Oh,
sort of
facts.
getting back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Once
yeah, yeah,
LeBron goes, it's sort of like, bro,
yeah.
they
No.
still have a prime Anthony Davis when healthy.
Mhm,
Get
mhm.
some pieces around, start building around him. Get some pieces. They could get a lot for Bum. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying
Yeah,
is definitely
yeah.
a thought, and it's something that I'm considering, bro. Imagine getting like a Jason Tatum or some other pieces around him at AD, and then you ship Westbrook off, get some nice draft. I'm just saying, as far as the future, the next
Yeah.
10 years for the Lakers, you
It
could
makes
set
sense.
yourself up now instead of Bron dipping to
Right.
friggin' Minnesota Timberwolves and playing
I don't think that would
farewell
happen.
tour. Like,
I
I'm
think
just
he's gonna
saying,
end up going back to Cleveland or something like that. He's gonna somehow.
he said wherever Bronny goes, bro,
He did.
wherever he gets drafted to, he could get drafted to any of the 29 teams besides the Lakers. Think about it,
See, I think that makes sense. You make a good case in the sense of if you're Rob Pelinka, you kind of want to take
bro.
control of your own destiny as opposed
Facts.
to just waiting. That makes sense. That does make sense.
But
It's I don't even want to say there's really no but to it. It's just, and this kind of leads into my hot take a little bit. But literally, I think more and more we see the NBA becoming more of a business,
gimmick.
more of gimmicks and business before basketball.
Yo, my man's Miles Bridges trying to make it out the league, boy. He got some fire. Niggas be trying to make it out the NBA, bro. Hey, no, don't make that face because when everyone else does it, it's cool. When the Dame Dollars does it, when Iman does it, when everyone else does it, it's cool. Just because he does it now and he's rapping, gang gang is not cool. Stop it.
Okay.
Stop it.
No, let
Don't
me
don't be that
explain.
guy.
Can I
When
explain?
everyone else has their hobbies
May I
outside of the
explain?
NBA, outside of basketball, it's cool. The
Facts.
whole
We,
gaming, the
we
streaming, everything else
yes,
is cool.
we
My
champion.
man Miles Bridges out there rapping, now it's a problem. And you gave me that face. Stop it.
Listen, Let me explain. Let me
Stop it.
explain. I'm gonna explain myself.
Stop it.
Okay. I'm gonna explain what I think about these basketball
Hold
players
on,
and
hold on.
their
For
extracurriculars.
everyone that doesn't know, Miles Bridges is like one of the best rappers in NBA basketball. He keeps dropping heat, so just go check him out. His IG page. I don't know his IG page, but it's a little pub right here. But go ahead, just in case I don't know what we're talking about.
Listen, I'm gonna explain my thoughts when it comes to basketball players and their extracurriculars. I think there's nothing wrong if dudes want to play video games on their own time. I think there's nothing wrong with TikToks. Miles Turner's TikTok is actually hilarious.
Bro, he's
He's actually hilarious on his TikTok. I have to give him credit for that. It's hilarious. Dudes want to rap, all of that. Fashion, nothing wrong with it. Not a single thing wrong with it. My only beef is when dudes don't keep the main thing the main thing. That is where my criticism comes in. When you look at it, a person like Dame, right? You can tell he's rapping, having a blast, doing what he loves to do too, right? Outside of basketball. But the main thing is still the main thing, which is hooping.
you're moving the goalposts. But go ahead.
Where's the movement? Please tell me.
Go ahead. Go continue. You think Damian Lillard is not rapping in his spare time or has
Oh no,
hundreds
no.
of songs, new songs that can't go
I'm
up right now?
sure. I'm sure he does.
Okay.
But I'm saying when you think about just in terms of priority, in terms of priority list, he's going to always make sure that basketball and excelling in basketball comes before all of that.
Okay. Same with other people. Go ahead.
You're assuming that. You're assuming that.
You're assuming Damian. You don't know that.
I'm confident in that. So
This is all assumptions.
It's all assumptions. But I'm
Okay, go ahead.
confident in
Go
that.
ahead. Continue. Go ahead.
I'm confident in it. I'm confident in
I'm gonna shut
terms
up.
of what I've seen. I'm confident in that. So even with Miles Bridges, nothing wrong because he's been hooping this year. Nothing wrong with it. He has been hooping. So he's been keeping the main thing the main thing. But what I am saying is this era coming up of these youngins, they are the ones I'm worried about in terms of keeping the main thing the main thing. They are the ones that are using the NBA as a platform to do something else. Listen, say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong.
I can't knock it, bro.
No, you can't knock it. You can't.
I can't knock it. It's just like it's different. It's different. It's different.
But come on, dog. Listen, bro. I'll say my hot take. I'll say it. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. In 5 to 10 years, the basketball of the NBA is going to be trash. It's going to be such bad basketball. 5%. It's going to be horrible basketball. The NBA is just full of dudes that are stupid athletic and can't dress and got a bunch of money.
Oh, wow.
If you paid attention to All-Star Weekend, if you paid attention to some of the nasty fits that were going on, you give these brothers some black leather pants and some rhinestones,
it's different, man.
And they will go crazy.
It's Cleveland. It's winter. You actually have to dress. You can't get away with warm weather, throwing on whatever.
Exactly.
Niggas actually have to dress. So
you saw it looked a little different. Like, fam, these brothers can't dress. These dudes cannot dress. I'm sorry. They can't dress. They wear something baggy and think it's drip. Like, no. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. The fits that I saw were disgusting. And people had the nerve to get on Jared Allen for a very basic, solid fit. Like, why? Come on, dog.
Hey,
them fits were nasty.
I'm not mad at Jared Allen's fit, but I do get what the people are coming from and saying.
Listen, it was a very basic fit.
Very calm, basic, but it's like All-Star Weekend. It's your time to show out, but I know you're not that type of guy, whatever the case may be, but it's just like, it was funny. It was funny.
No, it was hilarious. But my thing is, which is why I was confused, why are we critiquing Jared Allen's fit? Mm-hmm. And we had dudes wearing red leather with...
Talk about who?
Fam, it was all over the place. I ain't even go. It seems like Ed Hardy with a little bit of money came back this past, like, fam, yo, There was some
It
disgusting
was
fits.
bad. Nah,
It
it was
was some
aggressive, man.
disgusting fits going on at All-Star Weekend. I'm sorry. Like,
I don't know who's your stylist, whatever the case may be. I don't know if you're dressing yourself. You probably shouldn't, but
I want to give
y'all need
dudes
to
the
switch it
benefit of
up.
the doubt and say that y'all don't have one, but yo, disgusting fits. Like, that's what I'm saying,
Nah,
bro.
it
The
was just
NBA
nasty.
is just literally full of dudes that want to do other stuff and are dumb athletic.
I agree. I don't. It definitely turned into a what can I do for you as far as athleticism and potential, obviously. But yeah, these new kids are definitely different. As you can see, they're doing what they want. They're showing out. They're very vibrant. They're very out there. They're gonna wear many hats. Still dunk on you, still ball. But as far as the drive and like this is my end all do all. I want to be the best at this ever. I
Yeah.
don't think we have too many of those coming up, and
Bro, even
I agree with you as
bro,
well.
even the video I sent you, right, of John Wall and Isaiah Thomas at those pickup games at the
Mm,
was it We Them One runs with
we don't know. Yeah,
with Michael Beasley and them. Fam, they were like not that long ago battling it out 7 games in the NBA playoffs. Not that long ago. What was that? 2018? 2017, 2018?
yeah, 2017.
Now, those two who can still hoop, by the way, like can still very much get to it, are not signed to teams.
Yeah, bro,
Like,
just like any other story, man.
right,
It happens in weird ways, but
but I'm saying, but think about this. The league is getting so young that the dudes that actually can hoop and are in their 30s,
they
it's like
getting pushed
harder to
out.
even find a place to play.
No, it's facts. It's facts. It's facts.
So that's honestly another driving force why I say the basketball in 5 to 10 years is going to be horrible. Just because we're going to start seeing everyone in like the oldest person in the NBA is going to be like 27.
Honestly, I feel like for those situations, it just comes to unfortunate events, to be honest.
It
Because
does,
I
but
feel like
there's a long list of dudes that are in their age range that should be
mhm,
playing but aren't. A long
yeah,
Kemba Walker.
he's playing.
They just sidelined him for the rest of the year. They literally made an
Oh,
announcement saying,
for real?
"Yeah,
See, all those situations are so like
nah, bro." At what?
injury. Okay, John Wall, that was just like, okay, injury
Yeah,
prone, whatever
but
the case may be.
that's a
He was
coincidence,
literally out for 2 years. Coincidence. IT, same thing.
bro. But
Kemba,
at what point,
IT was the same thing. And his like IT was one of those people who like you have to be in a he has to be in a great situation or a great opportunity for him to really fit. He's a star, but people aren't willing to take the risk. He really has to find a fit in a situation where he could, like, the Boston was a perfect fit.
yeah,
Granted, he got traded. Once he got shipped, it was sort of like the writing was on the wall because, like,
it
no one
was.
wants a 5'8", whatever the case. But he was hurt.
Right,
You're
right,
not.
right.
We're not really about to say you're the guy at any one of these teams. We have point guards coming to develop. It was just a bad situation
It
all
was,
around.
but my thing is when you see just the number of like these older guys who still have it. Like once again, we're not
Mm.
talking about like old washed, like on the last 2-3 years of their career. We talking about dudes that are like right at maybe the end of their prime, still got another 7 years left. You know what I'm saying? Like they're in that because how old is John Wall? Like 33,
He's in
34?
a yeah, like yeah.
Like he's still in that range where like, oh, we could go for a little longer.
Yeah, but at the I understand from a like a manager's position. Like you're still capable. You're not what once you once was, but at the same time, it's like okay, right now you're an average player.
Yeah.
Am I gonna play you into your late 30s or develop my young guns
Right.
or
And so
experiment? Like
and
yeah,
right.
unless you're on a veteran team that
Mhm.
has playoff potential, fam.
Yeah,
Like
but that's why
we
but
don't
that's
need
what I'm
you. No one
saying.
needs you.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. The league is just getting younger and
Change
younger,
it. Yeah, it
and
is.
everyone that's in the league is in the league based off potential. So,
Yeah.
we're gonna see in the next 5 to 10 years a bunch of young players who were just waiting to realize potential the entire time. And then the killers that are in today, the Devin Bookers, the Ja Morants, Jason Tatum's, though that class of player, Donovan Mitchell, right? They're going to be around for a long time. De'Aaron Fox, right? They're going to be the old heads that actually stick around because they're them, right?
Mhm.
But past their class, I don't know. Like, I don't know if anyone's sticking in the NBA as long as these dudes are. I
We'll
don't
have to
see
see.
it.
There are definitely some candidates on the rise, but it's literally a waiting game. You know, you have your Halliburton, you have other players
Yeah,
who are
but you
slowly
see
on the
how he
rise,
just
but
got
like,
moved. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about dudes that stick. Like I'm talking
stick,
about
yeah,
dudes that you look at them and you're like, okay, you're gonna have a long NBA career. I don't know if that happens past this, like
those
past this
guys.
up. Yeah, I don't know if that happens anymore
Yeah, and if
because
that
we
doesn't
just
happen, your
right.
point is definitely stands correct as
Yeah, like we
far as
just
the
had the
league.
conversation that like the time where you stick with one team your entire career, that's over.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I like a part of me is starting to see like we're starting to reach that point where the days of having a 7-10 year NBA career is over just because younger and younger. Oh, we're just picking off of talent. Oh, we're just picking
Shuffling,
off of potential. Oh, this, that, and like that's you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it's like the NBA is gonna become a fashion show.
Maybe you gonna have to wait and see. I definitely think there's definitely some young talent on the rise. These previous couple classes have been cool, but you definitely have some players that for me really stick out that I see that could stay here for a little while. Granted, if they
Yeah.
keep it up, but yeah.
Yeah, there's
So
always
we'll
one and
see.
two, but like there isn't like an entire like group.
Info. Yeah, those people have gone away, especially to your point where like they're really not worried about basketball or have that drive to be the best or to be the best person. Like you've had those classes with your D Wades, your
Mhm.
LeBrons, your Chris Bosches, all that whole class, or just previous classes before. It's just like it's different now. The whole identity is different. You have kids in high school who already make six figures.
Right.
In
Exactly.
college, who made niggas aren't very worried about really being the best or making it away. It's all just a status at this point and
Yeah.
how high I could jump in my highlights. So I definitely agree and
Precisely.
understand. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we definitely gonna see it. And it's like at the end of the day, like you see it just because like there's so much money going into this thing. But and there's so many ways to make a dollar. Like
Too
there's so
many.
many ways. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to make a dollar now. So these NBA dudes have access to people, resources, brands, things of that nature. That gets them plenty of money. So, it is what it is. But
That's facts.
yeah, but that was kind of just my take. Just like, bro, it's gonna be very interesting what the NBA looks like in the next 5-10 years. Um,
Mm,
but
okay,
anyway,
okay,
you
cool,
want to
cool.
recap this trash behind All Star Weekend?
Nah, I don't even want to recap it. We could wrap this up with one thing. Since we got a little break, predictions going into the end of the season. Who you got coming out the West, East, and who you
Ooh,
got
ooh,
winning it all right now?
good pick, good pick. I have the Phoenix Suns coming out of the West. I have the Phoenix Suns coming out of the West. I've
Okay.
changed my pick. And I have coming out of the East. Who do I have coming out of the East? Ah, that's tough. That's so tough. I'm really in between. Well, I don't think Brooklyn's gonna work, so it's not gonna be Brooklyn. I don't think it'll be the Bucks. I don't know if they do it 2 years in a row. Does Chicago make me a believer? I'm gonna go Chicago. I'm gonna just
And go
go with the hot
Chicago.
take of Chicago. I'm gonna say Phoenix, Chicago.
Cool. I got coming out the West. I got the Warriors.
Okay.
Um, got the Warriors coming to the West. Out the East, honestly, the way this nigga's been playing, I'm just going off of. Yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna see. I can't put. I would like to choose Brooklyn, but I gotta see them play first.
That's
So
my
at
thing.
so
I
at this
yeah.
moment, without seeing them play, I got the Bucks.
Okay.
I got the Bucks just off of the strength of like he's not being talked about, but Zion having one of his best seasons ever.
Who is?
Still, I mean, not Zion, I'm the Greek Freak, but
Yeah.
like
Giannis is going crazy. That's right.
not even close. Just
Yeah,
just the whole like they are a team.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I like them. It's gonna be tough. I see them in Miami or them in Chicago duking it out.
Mm,
Maybe Philly, depending on that. I got to see that as well. That
that's what I'm
dynamic.
saying. I gotta
But
see these games.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff you got to see. But right
You know what?
now, without seeing anything, I got the Bucks.
I'm gonna switch my pick. Instead of Chicago, I'm gonna go with my Celtics. I think my Celtics surprise people. Yep.
Fam, no,
Bleak green,
for real,
baby. No,
for
for
real. Come on.
no, for real. No, for real. The Celtics, bro. I got myself.
All right.
I'm a bleed green on my pick for this week, bro. But like I said, I think I need to see Brooklyn and I need to see Philly before I
All right,
really
bro.
like make a pick. So
Make your
just off
pick
the
for this
strength, I
week.
don't have anybody like definitive out of the East. My default's got to be my Celtics. Out of just
All right, that's fair enough.
yeah. Because Lord
That's
knows
fair enough.
we ain't talking about the Toronto Raptors, so it's whatever.
We right there too,
Stop
bro.
it.
From
Stop this madness.
6-1, it's a 2-game difference. Have you
You're
seen?
right. No,
Go
I've
look at
seen
the
it. You
game.
are right. You are right.
We
No, the
right
East is
there.
competitive. No, the East is very
Stop it.
competitive.
And
Very
y'all
competitive.
aren't in that picture.
But y'all ain't coming out the East, so it don't matter. So
You got a better chance than y'all.
I don't know about all that.
Bro, we just won a chip 2 years ago, man. Talk to me nice.
Y'all talking about that
Anyway,
one chip y'all couldn't
talk to me
keep
nice.
Kawhi with.
Talk
Stop
to me.
this.
We beat the Warriors. Talk
Oh,
to me nice, man.
nah, you know what?
Talk to me nice.
I ain't even going to
We
say
we
what you
beat the
said.
we beat the best player in the world,
Listen,
according to everyone right now.
I ain't even gonna say what you said about Kyle Lowry after Fred VanVleet got the All-Star nod.
Forget about it. Kyle who? I don't know who you talking about. The only people I recognize from the Raptors is Vince Carter, Chris Bosh, and my man DeRozan for lifers.
See. Okay. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Denzel's I don't know what was in his cup. But yeah. But no, we
Man,
appreciate you
that's
guys.
it.
This is a fun episode. A lot of hot takes in this one. Interesting
Sure.
conversations. We appreciate you guys. See you all next week. We out.
We out.